Welcome to Ralph Wilson Stadium for the matchup in the AFC East between the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. Hi, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Phil Simms. What a quarterback story here today. Tom Brady stepped in and took New England to a Super Bowl title. The man he replaced has come to Buffalo and literally put this team on his shoulders and turned it around.
Greg, that's what he's done. Drew Bledsoe has taken hold of this football team like I've never seen a player take one in the National Football League. He has got talent, and trust me, we talked to the Patriots players and coaches last night. They're worried about his talent throwing the football.
It's called the Bledsoe Bowl, but it will be a dandy here today. We'll come back to Ralph Wilson Stadium after this word from your local station.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Here's Bledsoe, pump fake, throwing, goes to the end zone, touchdown! Wow, Bledsoe, touchdown! Unbelievable. Bledsoe still got it. Bledsoe throwing, fires to the end zone, touchdown! Touchdown, Buffalo! The Buffalo Bills win in dramatic fashion, and Buffalo is back in business.
Ralph Wilson Stadium in Buffalo, New York. The Buffalo Bills looking to extend the Patriots' losing streak to 5. The Patriots will have to overcome Drew Bledsoe, their former mate today.
All I want is everything you got for as long as it takes. That's 60 minutes plus, and it's enough. It's enough to win. All I want is everything you got. Bring it up here. I got your back. 1, 2, 3.
That's the kind of leadership Drew Bledsoe has brought to Buffalo. As you look at our conditions here today, temperatures in the upper 30s, and it's a cloudy day and not much wind. Bill Belichick looking for answers to his team's 4-game losing streak. And on the other side of the ball, Greg Williams, confident in his second season as the head coach of the Buffalo Bills and likes what he's seen out of his young team so far.
He should. 5-3. They've come together a little quicker than they even thought. And Greg, in Buffalo in November, it is perfect football weather. And all I want from you is everything you got.
Adam Vinatieri kicks it away. From the 12 is Deion Branch. To the 25, to the 30, and across the 30 to about the 31 or 32-yard line. And here comes Tom Brady, 17-7 as a starter for the New England Patriots. On the offensive line, Greg Robinson-Ranth gets started right tackle, and here's Brady on what's important today.
Every week we're trying to get a running game going. It makes that much easier to pass, and Antoine's going to be a big part of the plan. And to get Troy out there and get Troy involved early, allow him to make some catch and run plays, and Troy's always a threat when he catches the ball.
They'll also want to correct the problems of last week when neither David Patton nor Deion Branch made a catch. First down from the 32. Antoine Smith across the 35 to the 36-yard line. A look at the Buffalo Bills starting lineups on defense. Undrafted Pat Williams anchors the middle of an improving defensive front. The linebackers in the middle, London Fletcher in his first season in a Buffalo uniform. Hard-hitting secondary led by Pearson Prelo. Chris Watson starts at cornerback. There's Jerry Gray, the Bills defensive coordinator. Brady to throw on 2nd and 6. Sets up the screen. Antoine Smith wrapped up back at the 30-yard line. Keith Newman and London Fletcher.
Greg, you look at this Buffalo Bills defense, it has gotten remarkably better the last few weeks. I think they've settled down, not doing as much, letting the players just react to more what they see, and it's worked out very well. And you can see what happened on that screenplay. They're watching the quarterback. They see the screenplay. All the guys run to it. The speed gets them there for the loss.
On 3rd and 11, Kevin Falk is the lone back now behind Brady. And Brady to Falk on the outside. Nobody there. First down yardage and more. Across midfield and bumped out of bounds by Coy Wire.
Well, when you see a play like that, only one thing can happen. The Buffalo Bills defense gets out of position. Nobody accounts for the running back out of the backfield, and a big first down for this Patriots offense. Their goal today, just like last week, control the football, don't get it into a fast-paced football game, and keep Buffalo's offense off the field.
That's Kevin Falk. He's back on the sideline. Antoine Smith back onto the field on first down. Quick pass, far side. That's complete to David Patton. And Patton inside the 45. London Fletcher made the stop after a 6-yard gain.
You know, too, you got to look at this Patriots offense. No matter what they tell us, no matter what they say in the papers, it cannot be brimming with confidence. They're not scoring points. Charlie White's the offensive coordinator. They're not converting the third downs. They were terrible last week. They get off to a good start today, hitting their first third down.
New England's points per game way down during this 4-game losing streak. Brady with all kinds of time, and now running out, flips it and completes it over the middle. Inside the 30-yard line is Troy Brown for a first down.
First off, anytime you see a quarterback move and get that much time, you got to give credit to the offensive line. Tom Brady did this last week quite a bit. Pulled it down, moved around, but nobody got open. This time, he finds the running back across the middle. I'm sorry, Troy Brown for the first down.
Brady 4 out of 4 for 34 yards today. First down from the 29-yard line, and Brady spreads the field. Quick pass to the outside, and that's complete to the tight end, Daniel Graham. Inside the 15, inside the 10-yard line. First and goal, New England.
Simple game plan. Another screen to the outside. This is the second screen already in the first drive, but it's safe. It allows Daniel Graham to get in space. He's big. He's hard to bring down. Good addition for this New England offense, getting Daniel Graham back.
These are going to be two drastically different looks in the passing game today because Buffalo will stretch the field. New England likes the short pops.
Good analogy.
Antoine Smith just inside the 5. Looks like they'll spot it at the 5.
And, you know, Greg, as you go back and you think about how close it is between not getting anything done and then maybe scoring a touchdown, it comes down to get that third down play completed. They pick up the first down, it gets them down the field, and you saw that graphic, the points that they are having trouble getting in the first quarter.
They have been getting off to extremely slow starts and haven't been able to recover. Brady over the middle, touchdown. Christian Fourier. That was a workmanlike drive from the opening kickoff, and the Patriots are on the board first.
Oh, that's a beautiful drive by the Patriots offense. The play calling by Charlie Weiss kept the Buffalo Bills defense a little off balance. That's what you got to do. That's what they did not do last week against the Denver Broncos.
Vinatieri on for the extra point. And it's good. Tom Brady, pumped up, gets his Patriots on the board, and they lead by 7. The story of the Patriots scoring drive, Tom Brady 6 out of 6 and completed passes to 6 different receivers on that 68-yard drive. They lead at 7-0. Charlie Rogers and Joe Burns are deep for the kick. Short. And from the 14 is Rogers. 30. 35 and out to the 37, 38-yard line. Drew Bledsoe will take the field and face his former mates for the first time right after this.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. And by Saturn, makers of the View, redesigned L Series and the all-new Ion.
To say that this Buffalo crowd is fired up for this meeting with the Patriots would be an understatement. First down, Buffalo, in their own 38-yard line as Bledsoe goes to work. And he'll throw it. Out here to Larry Centers. Centers, 45, midfield into New England territory. First down, Buffalo. 14-yard pickup on the play. The Buffalo Bills offensive line gets better every week. They get Mike Williams back after he's missed a couple of games. Here's Drew on today's events.
Keys to the game today. We have to be physical in the running game. We have to be smart and aggressive. We have to win a turnover battle. And then when we have our chances to hit big plays to Eric and Peerless, we got to hit them.
And that's exactly what Drew Bledsoe has done this season. Hit the big plays to his two wide receivers. Kevin Gilbride, the offensive coordinator, makes the call to give Travis Henry. Right side, 40. 35 down the sideline and dragged down by number 36, Lawyer Malloy. 22-yard pickup. Look at the Patriots defense. New England up front will look to second-year defensive tackle Richard Seymour to help stop the run up the middle. The linebackers, Teddy Bruschi, one of numerous Patriot blitzers. He has 2 sacks on the season. In the secondary, Ty Law will be a big part of trying to slow down the Buffalo aerial attack. There's Romeo Crennel, New England's defensive coordinator. Double tight end setup now. Henry. To the 26, maybe the 25. Willie McGinnis leading the defensive charge. Pickup of 1, 2nd and 9.
Well, you can see the blitz by the New England defense. Why they're blitzing on first down? Because they don't have confidence anymore in that run defense. So get extra people up there, just take away all the lanes, and you can stop the running game. But in the passing game, Greg, they want to play it careful in the secondary because they're concerned about the long passes. They want to hit the receivers outside. Look at them on the line of scrimmage. Get contact with the line of scrimmage.
Bledsoe flips it out here for Henry. To the 20. Knocked out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. Ted Johnson made the hit.
But you know what? We just showed you. If you want to hit the receivers at the line of scrimmage and you want to have safeties to help double cover them, who's going to cover the running back as he comes out of the backfield? Well, nobody. And you just say, let the quarterback find him. Let's make him throw and catch it, and let's try to tackle him before he gets too many yards.
This Buffalo offense comes into the game averaging over 287 yards a game. That's good for number 2 in the NFL.
Well, they got everything on offense. A powerful throwing arm with the quarterback, speed at the receiver positions, and a powerful, fast running back.
On the blitz, and Bledsoe loses tremendous yardage back to the 37-yard line. Ted Johnson and Willie McGinnis.
Well, what happened is, and I've said this many times, Greg, when you blitz, it's all about timing, and the Patriots timed it exactly at the right time. Ted Johnson, 52, disrupts the play, makes Drew Bledsoe go back. He can't find the receiver. Ted Johnson knew Drew Bledsoe's snap count, timed it, and got the sack.
Adam Vinatieri is going to line up a 50, or rather Mike Hollis is going to line up a 50-yard field goal attempt. He has a 54-yarder this season. This one on its way, and it is just short. New England will take over when we come back. A reminder, you can get all of your fantasy football updates and check out other great fantasy games at CBSSportsline.com. On America Online, enter keyword CBS Sportsline. New England takes over at their own 40-yard line. Fine field position after the missed field goal. On first down, the give is to Antoine Smith. Big hole left side. Dips outside across the 45 to the 46. Coy Wire with the stop, and it could have been much more.
Well, we've heard so much this week about Drew Bledsoe, from New England, comes to Buffalo, but a lot of people forgot Antoine Smith played for the Buffalo Bills for many years. Last year, he was released, picked up by New England, and he was a big part of them getting to the Super Bowl.
2,900 yards and 26 touchdowns in his 4-year stint here in Buffalo. 2nd and 4. Antoine again to midfield.
Well, you can see what New England is doing. They're giving a lot of formations. Just Antoine Smith in the backfield, spreading it out, trying to get the defenders to think it's going to be a pass, and just sticking Antoine Smith up in there. And it's doing a good job of confusing Buffalo here early in the game.
This is very close to a first down. Our referee, Dick Hantak, is going to call for a measurement.
Well, one way to take the crowd out of the game, Greg, New England off a terrific start on offense, just making the plays. And, you know, we talked to them, you know, what went wrong last week, because if you watch the game, you saw Tom Brady holding the football, couldn't find open receivers. Well, they were expecting the Denver Broncos to blitz a lot. Denver didn't blitz, so there were not very many receivers down the field. So they had they double covered everybody, and Tom Brady had nowhere to go with the football. Today, they were much more confident that they would call the right plays for the situations. And of course, we saw that in the opening drive.
Those New England fans looking for some balance in the approach to the offense. Brady has thrown the ball 6 times. They've rushed for 4. And strange, but there were complaints about the offensive balance even when they were winning throwing the football. Oh, when are you going to run it?
Well, you know, in this league, you're never happy. You know, you got to win. You got to win big. It's got to look good. It's got to be exciting. But then even that will get boring if you do it too much.
3rd and inches. Smith and Mark Edwards in the backfield. This is Edwards. Edwards didn't make it. Coy Wire came up and made the hit.
Watch number 27, Coy Wire. He's a rookie from Stanford. Look at that, right in the hole. Nice tackle. Gets his arms around the legs of the running back so he cannot go forward. And last week, Coy Wire and Pearson Prelo, the safeties, were terrific tackling near the line of scrimmage.
So now the Patriots will go for it on 4th and inches, and the fans come to their feet. Antoine Smith. Let's see where they put the ball. There's a marker down on the near side of the field. And looks like it's going to back the Patriots up 5 yards. Talk to us, Dick.
Shaking his head.
He's told everyone but us that it's a false start.
False start, offense. The left end was moving prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
And that will bring the punting unit on, led by Ken Walter.
The plays you have to make to stop drives. The Bills didn't make it the first series. It led to a touchdown. This time they make the big play on 3rd and short.
Charlie Rogers is a dangerous kick returner. He stands at his own 13. Fair catch called for and made at the 18-yard line. That's where Bledsoe and company will go back to work on offense. The Patriots lead it 7-0.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by T-Mobile. Get more minutes, more features, more service. And by GM Goodwrench Service Plus, your automotive service expert.
Welcome back to Ralph Wilson Stadium. Neither Drew Bledsoe nor Tom Brady has thrown an incompletion here. We have 5:28 to play in the first quarter.
Greg, as you saw those fans in the stands, you know, as we drove through the parking lot, this is the tailgating capital of the world.
It's an art form.
They are tremendous at it.
Travis Henry, left side, has a hole, out to the 25, out to almost the 30-yard line. They'll mark it at the 29-yard line, close to a first down. And let's check in with Armin Katayan. Armin.
Thanks, Greg. Obviously a very emotional week for Drew Bledsoe. He said the hardest thing it's going to be is to keep himself on an even keel, not try to do too much, not try to make this game too personal. Well, it got kind of personal last night. Drew told me before the game he went out to dinner with some old football friends, Mike Vrabel, Larry Izzo, Ted Johnson, and Damon Heward. They had a really nice time together. Larry Izzo telling me, he said, you know, Armin, he looks happier than I've ever seen him. And Greg, it's hard-pressed to argue with that statement. Back to you.
Larry Izzo not in this game today, and that is a big element of the special teams missing for the New England Patriots. He's sidelined with a hamstring injury.
Well, Armin, you're so true. I've probably talked to Drew Bledsoe before games easily 25 times in his career since I've been in this business, and I've never seen him happier than he is here in Buffalo, more content with his role in the team, what he's learned about being a quarterback, being a leader, and an offense that truly is extremely well suited to his talents. Throwing it down the field.
Bledsoe over the middle. Travis Henry, and Henry out to the 34-yard line before he's brought down by Roman Pfeiffer. You know, in fact, Drew told us on Friday, he said, you know, I'm a small-town guy, and I come here to Buffalo. It's a small-town atmosphere, and I love it here.
He does. Hey, last week he went to a high school football game. He said, I flipped the coin. I had my sons with me. He goes, man, it was really cool. You know, really things that you miss being a professional athlete sometimes, and he has really come in and ingratiated himself right to the community, just telling them, hey, I'm one of you guys. And he says when he goes out, people are polite to him. Don't interrupt on his personal business.
2nd and 5, Travis Henry. Henry stood up just short of the 40-yard line by Teddy Bruschi. Travis Henry with help from Roman Pfeiffer.
Now, you know, it's interesting when I watch this Buffalo Bills offense, especially when they run it. And there's Kevin Gilbride. Kevin Gilbride is, you know, coaches, they all know each other in this league. With the Houston Oilers at the time, and he ran the run and shoot, and Bill Belichick says, hey, they only run a couple runs because they don't want to make mistakes. They know what they're going to do. They do those couple runs. And when you have Travis Henry, Greg, we've watched it, we've seen it, they do those couple runs very well.
That much for a first down. Talking with Travis on Friday, and he said, okay, I got to go. Mom's coming in. I got to pick her up at the airport.
That's right. But his mom, she's fortunate. He was telling us, Travis and his mom, of course, are from Florida. They do not like she does not like the cold weather, and she got a balmy day in Buffalo.
Relatively speaking.
Well, it is. It's a balmy day up here.
You know what this is down in Florida? This is the Ice Age.
Well, Greg, considering we were here Friday and it was snowing sideways, this is a beautiful day.
3rd and short. Henry didn't get there. Cut down by Ted Johnson. Second big play by Johnson.
Well, I was just sure this would be a quarterback sneak because there's nobody really in front of Drew Bledsoe. When you go outside, the play gets strung out. There's penetration by the Patriots defense, and there's nowhere for Travis Henry to go. And boy, Ted Johnson, early in the game, 2 big plays to stop 2 drives by the Bills offense.
Bills have now failed on 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 2.
Ted Johnson, Willie McGinnis, forgotten names last year. Back in the fold this year, though, playing well.
Brian Moorman kicks it away. This is Deion Branch from the 24. 35, 40, 42-yard line. Good return. Larry Centers on the tackle. Turn of 17 yards and more good field position for Brady and the Pats.
All right, I'll be watching.
Antoine Smith in the backfield, first down. Brady still has it. Over the middle, hits his man at the 40-yard line, and that is complete to David Patton for a first down. 17-yard pickup on the play.
Tom Brady last week was trying to move around to find the receivers, really never could. This time he gets the extra time. David Patton coming all the way across the field. Good job by Tom Brady spotting him.
Brady now 7 out of 7 for 78 yards.
When Brady moves, the defensive lineman has got to get off a block and make a tackle.
Straight ahead, Antoine Smith. And Smith inside the 35. Aaron Schobel tripped him up, along with London Fletcher. That was a 7-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 3. And so far today, the Patriots looking very good on first down and setting themselves up.
Well, Greg, that's always a big key. You know, everybody, we talk about third downs. You know, you got to convert to keep the drive going. That's so true. But you got to be good on first down, so those third downs are a lot easier. And look what they've done so far today on first. Well, both teams. But the Patriots mixing it up well. A wide variety of plays so far from this offense.
On 2nd and 3, Brady with a quick flip, and that's complete to Fourier. And Fourier about a yard shy of a first down at the 31.
You know what? This Coy Wire, his rookie year ended about 4 weeks ago because he's not playing like a rookie anymore.
Coy Wire is the rookie 3rd-round draft pick out of Stanford and loves to fly around and hit people.
Well, they do a wonderful thing with him. You know, he played like linebacker in college. They're making him a safety here, but he's so effective when he's near the line of scrimmage, and that's what he was that time, and he is a terrific tackler when he has the chance.
3rd and 1. Antoine Smith diving for the first down just inside the 30-yard line.
You know, nowadays, when it's 3rd down, and it's like a yard or a little more in that area, you cannot be too cute on offense. You either got to give it to the running back, and he's got to go right up in there hard, or you throw it or something like that, because defenses, they've just gotten so good at defensing those 1-yard running plays.
Time is winding down here. And in 2 more seconds, that is the end of the first quarter with our score. The New England Patriots 7, the Buffalo Bills 0. We'll come back to Ralph Wilson Stadium right after this. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Well, as we said here in Buffalo, tailgating is basically an art form, and the crowd outside is ready for the game long before the kickoff. That would be a buffalo chicken wing.
Gosh, so you know, I was trying to figure out what is that. Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly on hand to get his.
I see his Jim Kelly's brothers are not far from us down here in the stands.
Hall of Fame ring at halftime. First down. Brady, play fake, screen. That's complete to Daniel Graham, the tight end. Graham to the 20, to the 15-yard line. It'll be first down. Coy Wire with the stop.
Well, Daniel Graham already in this game twice. This is what you always look for. You want to get the ball, throw the ball to players who can make plays. He acts like he's blocking. He slips out for the screen pass, makes 2 defenders miss, and picks up, wow, extra yardage, another 15 yards past the line of scrimmage.
The Patriots' first-round draft pick out of Colorado. On first down, Brady gives to Smith, and Smith tripped up at about the 16-yard line. Cornerback Chris Watson, starting in place of injured Antoine Winfield, came up to make that stop.
There's Chris Watson, and played pretty well last week, and just talking to Greg Williams, the head coach, and just saying that Jerry Gray, defensive coordinator, one of the fastest guys on the team. Terrific speed, and was going to match up a lot today against Troy Brown.
2nd and 10. Smith again. And Smith pulls his way to about the 13.
Well, the one thing this New England offense has definitely done the last couple weeks, they're a little more patient and determined to run the football. That time, nowhere for Antoine Smith to go, but I think those first 3 weeks, they were so successful throwing the football, they forgot about sometimes it takes a little pain when it comes to running it. They got away from it, but they're getting back to it now.
Let's see if the Pats can continue to look good on third down. The 3rd and 8 here. The screen. This side, Smith. The 10. The 5. To the end zone. Touchdown.
What a play call. What design. And you can already see that's about the 4th or 5th screen pass that Tom Brady has thrown. Buffalo 3rd and long, anxious to get to the quarterback. They oversell. Nobody there to chase Antoine Smith once he catches the football.
Adam Vinatieri for the extra point. And it's good. Antoine Smith, his first touchdown catch of this NFL season. 14-0, New England. Don't forget the Nextel halftime report. Jim Dion, Dan Boomer, special guest Kansas City quarterback Trent Green. Have all the scores and highlights coming up on the Nextel halftime report. Antoine Smith taking a well-deserved breather on the sideline. Buffalo down 2 touchdowns, looking to get back into it. This is Charlie Rogers, and Rogers from the 14. 25. And wrestled down at about the 28-yard line. As the Patriots came to the sideline, Tom Brady went right over to Antoine Smith. I think they agree that they collaborated on a pretty good play.
You know, he ought to go over there and give Charlie Weiss 5, Tom Brady, because the design, the screen plays, the timing of the calls, I think, has been the most important, impressive thing so far for the Patriots offense today.
Now Bledsoe down 2 touchdowns. Goes back to work. Bledsoe uncorks one and on the dime to the 45-yard line to Fearless Price.
Well, Greg, I've talked to you during the commercials. There is no reason for this Buffalo offense to panic. Their first 2 drives, the plays have been there. They moved it the first time. Then they were a little unfortunate. Ted Johnson timed the blitz so perfectly that Travis Henry couldn't get him, and then they missed a 3rd and short when they ran it outside. So the plays are there. When I sit here and look, they're there for the Buffalo Bills offense to make.
New England has dominated ball possession so far. Whistle blows.
Ball start, offense on the center, moving the ball. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's Trey Teague, about whom Greg Williams had wonderful things to say on Friday.
Yeah, he did. He brought him in here this year. All the free agent pickups by the Buffalo Bills have turned out very well. Trey Teague, what you always want from your center, he's a leader, good communicator, and just keeps the offensive line organized.
So it's a 1st and 15 now. Comes the blitz. Bledsoe brought down at the 32-yard line by Richard Seymour. Seymour's 3rd sack of the season. The 2nd of the day for the Patriots.
Well, anytime you see the New England Patriots cover the 3 interior offensive linemen here, what they're usually trying to do is blitz, because they know they can get a linebacker that's going to come in there, and the best the offense can do is get a back on that linebacker. So they really just overpower you, and Richard Seymour, he is one big man, takes advantage of it.
2nd and 23.
You can never get 2 guys to block a defensive lineman when they all line up like that.
Quick pass to the far side, and that is complete. Josh Reed, and Reed trying to fight for yardage that just isn't there. Pickup of 3 on the play, and we check into New York for the first time today. Jim Nance.
All right, thank you, Greg and Phil, for the 21st game in a row. Steve McNair throws a touchdown pass. It goes to Mike Green. They lead 10-0 at Indianapolis. And from all the guys in the studio, Phil Simms, happy birthday and congratulations on your Hall of Fame nomination. Back to you.
Yeah, there's so many things to congratulate you about. I decided to ignore all of them.
Good, I'll ignore you too. But thank you, Jim. That's very nice. And same to Boomer Esiason. He's nominated for the Hall of Fame too. Maybe if we package this together, we'd have a chance.
Bledsoe over the middle, got his man, first down yardage. Eric Moulds.
Well, you know, let me tell you, that's something special right there. Tremendous pass protection. because you're trying to ask your quarterback to throw it so far down the field. And watch Bledsoe, little blitz, shuffles those feet, good protection, and throws just a perfectly touched pass over the linebacker in front of the secondary for the first down.
Career catch number 400 for Eric Moulds. And a big one to give Buffalo a first down at the New England 43. Bledsoe to throw it again. A pull complete inside the 25 to Peerless Price. Price and Moulds come in as the number 2 and number 3 receivers in yards in the NFL.
Greg, what have I said? We do games with Drew Bledsoe as the quarterback. When you see him hop, it just mark it down. It's going to go right on target. And so impressive throwing the football this season. As impressive as I've ever seen a player throw it. And I mean that. Brett Favre has had some tremendous spurts in his career, but this first 8 games by Drew Bledsoe, the ability to throw the ball down the field has been awesome.
Travis Henry. Henry inside the 15 to the 13. And penalty markers fly well after the play.
Terrell Buckley and Josh Reed. But just to go back to Drew Bledsoe, we're watching practice the other day, and you just have to stand and look at each other and go, wow, about 5 times in the space of an hour.
Personal foul on the Patriots.
And I know what you were thinking, Greg. How do they catch it?
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness defense. Number 22 will penalize half the distance to the goal line. First down.
The penalties on veteran Terrell Buckley.
Well, he gets blocked, doesn't like it, gets up, retaliates, easy to catch. But, you know, again, we talked to Ty Law from the Patriots. And we were talking about Drew Bledsoe throwing the football. They were teammates for so many years. And Ty Law says, hey, many a days I wouldn't even try to intercept the passes because too much pain involved to take those guys. Just wait to the game and get an interception then.
First and goal. Henry and centers in the backfield. Travis Henry trying to cut it outside. Can't get away from the grab of Willie McGinnis. No gain. It'll be second and goal. You want to go back to that personal foul on Terrell Buckley. For a rookie, Josh Reed has really learned how to act, hasn't he?
That was pretty good.
Incidentally, neither Bledsoe or Brady still thrown an interception today. Bledsoe is 7 for 7. Brady is 10 out of 10.
I've been to Buffalo many times. The flags are hanging straight down. This time of the year, a non-windy day would be 15 to 20 miles an hour.
Bledsoe buying himself some time, on the move, looking, end zone. Is it a catch? Is it a touchdown? No, it's out of bounds. Jay Remersma at the back end of the end zone. It looked for a moment, Bledsoe was throwing it away, but he saw Remersma.
There were so many players over there, I couldn't tell who he was throwing it to, but he's very careful with it. To the sideline. Let's see how close it is. That's pretty close.
Wow. Well, that will go down as the first incompletion.
I don't know, Greg.
Day.
Greg, as we look at it, I might have to throw the flag out there. You're on the 7-yard line. Well, that's not a good shot to see. But when you talk about a scoring opportunity, it's worth a challenge.
Third and goal. Bledsoe running out of time, throws incomplete inside the 5. That was intended for Josh Reed.
Good job by the Patriots again. Drew Bledsoe has been sacked more than any quarterback in the league. They put the pressure in his face, even though he's about 6'6" and he handles that well. Too much for him that time.
That's 2 red zone trips today and no touchdowns for the Buffalo offense, and Mike Hollis comes on. Fell short on a 50-yarder earlier. This one will be 25. He missed it. Brian Moorman is the holder. Had trouble getting it down. By the time it was away, it was off the mark.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Ford. No boundaries. Subway. Fresh-made sandwiches on fresh baked bread. Subway. Eat fresh. And by the United States Postal Service.
Wednesday on CBS, don't miss the most anticipated live performance in years when Shania Twain opens the Country Music Association Awards. Plus, Alan Jackson, Martina McBride, George Strait, Brooks and Dunn, and Faith Hill with the #1 album in the country. Vince Gill hosts the CMA Awards live Wednesday here on CBS. From the 20-yard line, Brady and company start on the end around Deion Branch. Branch is wrapped up by number 94, Aaron Schobel, at the 15-yard line. Aaron Schobel did exactly what a defensive end is supposed to do on that play.
Well, when you call the reverse, what you really hope for is that you have a defense that's trying to play really aggressive. But the Bills, they're not an aggressive defense this time. They're in a zone, so everybody kind of stands. They want to wait to see what happens. That's why the reverse did not work.
2nd and 14. Blitz. Brady finds time, throws it out here, and Antoine Smith dropped it and then was dropped by Keith Newman.
Boy, what a job. Chris Watson did such a tremendous job on the backside. Hit the receiver that Tom Brady waited and waited, and the receiver never even got off the line of scrimmage. David Patton could not get away from Chris Watson, so Tom Brady has to basically throw it away.
Brady throws his first incompletion of the day as Smith couldn't hold on. 3rd and 14. Play clock down to 1, and he just barely got the snap off in time. Brady stepping up and looking and throwing to the near side. Incomplete. And a penalty marker is thrown on number 21, Chris Watson. You know, it's clear Chris Watson was not watching the ball. He ran straight to the receiver.
Interference. Defense, number 21. First down.
That's a bad way to play defense.
It is. Greg, what happens is he goes to look for the ball, but it's too late. He hits David Gibbons and does not allow him to get to the football, so that is pass interference.
Line of scrimmage is now the 40-yard line. Buffalo has cut their penalties down dramatically this year. Let's see if that one costs them. Quick pass out, incomplete. Deion Branch, the intended receiver out there. It looked like possibly another form of the screen pass developing, which is what the Patriots have been doing on offense today.
Yeah, it seems to be a big thing for this offense. Start the game, the first 3rd down to Kevin Falk. Daniel Graham, the tight end. Wide receiver screens. Another one to the tight end. And then you throw one, the big one, Antoine Smith for the touchdown. So the Patriots, big plan, throw the screens, safe.
Antoine Smith on his feet to the 49, maybe the 48-yard line, but it'll be close to a first down, be about a yard shy. And New England will be looking at a 3rd and 1.
You know, this Patriot offense really kind of went to this type of game plan, Greg, last week. And Denver's defense played very well. But the one thing it did do, the Patriots did not turn the football over. And again today, not even really close to making a mistake to give Buffalo that big chance or that momentum shift they're looking for.
On third down, Antoine Smith. First down and more. 45, 40 to the 35. First down, New England. Jerry Gray, the Buffalo defensive coordinator, told us the 2 toughest games they played last year was when Antoine Smith was pounding the ball against them.
Well, that's what he does. He kind of wears you down. He is big, and this time it's just good blocking up front. Nobody there to get Antoine Smith once he gets past the line of scrimmage. But again, it's just incredible. When you give a team 3 more plays, their scoring opportunities just go up dramatically. Third down conversion.
Brady gives it to Kevin Falk, and Falk spins around and is down at the 35. Aaron Schobel with the stop. Lost 1 on the play. There's Jerry Gray.
But you know, Greg, look, think of the first scoring drive by the Patriots, 3rd and long, first time out. This time they're backed up, 3rd and 10 plus. You think, okay, Buffalo's going to get wonderful field position, the pass interference, and now you're just going to try to prevent the touchdown.
That pass interference cost the Bills 24 yards. 2nd and 11. Pitch out this way for Falk. Falk cuts it inside the 30 to the 28.
Boy, again, the patience to the offense. And I'm going to ask you a question to see if you can answer it. Why would they run it again on 2nd and long?
Well, it seems to me the rushing game's going pretty well so far today.
It's just not a good enough answer. It's too easy. But you run it on 2nd and long because you want to keep the pace of the game down. That's their game plan. But to get 3rd down situations like it is now, 3rd, 4, 5, your chances of making it go up dramatically. Look what they did last week. Look what they're doing today.
Brady still has it. Looking, throws, overthrew his man. Incomplete. Knew it as soon as he let it go that it had no chance of getting to Troy Brown.
Yeah, but you know what? That's how you have to throw it. You got to be careful with those type of throws. If you try to stick that one in there, it's going to be picked off. You got control of the football game. Don't make the big mistake.
This will be a 46-yard field goal attempt by Vinatieri. Place down. The kick is on its way, and it is good. So the Patriots put 3 more on the board. 17-0. New England is in charge. Phil, he's here for your birthday party.
Hey, that's the kind of party I like. And so are they. I just invite everybody, Greg.
Yeah.
Did you get the invitation?
I missed it. Charlie Rogers from the 7, blocking ahead of him on this side. He breaks through to the 35, across the 40. Penalty markers fly as he's out of bounds close to the 45-yard line. Run out by Victor Green.
Well, the Bills, they're just getting, now they got the whole bag of tricks. Bringing back 2 big specialty team plays that could help them. Can't get off the field in 3rd downs.
Holding during the return. Number 56, 10-yard penalty. First down.
So that will back the Buffalo offense back into the vicinity of the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll go to work. Bills are down 17.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Gateway, a better way, and by Open, the small business network from American Express. New tools for a small business economy.
As we welcome you back, here's what the Bills have done and the results on their first 3 possessions of this game. Patriots defense, normally horrible in the red zone, has been terrific today. Bledsoe to throw. Steps up far side, and that's complete to Larry Centers out of the backfield and out of bounds across the 25 to the 27. Players getting a little edgy out there during this game.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know that the emotions you keep talking, or we all talk about Drew Bledsoe, his emotions, but as Willie McGinnis told us last night, hey guys, this might be his Super Bowl, but we want it too. And he goes, trust me, he's an ex-teammate of mine. I like him, but I want to hit him.
Travis Henry, and Henry straight ahead. I thought maybe one of the best things Willie McGinnis talked about last night was, you know, Drew practiced against our defense. The question is, did he pay attention all those years?
He goes, that's right. We're going to find out during all those practices over the years if he really paid attention. And you know what my answer would be? He paid attention, and he paid attention very well, because he doesn't look confused. He's throwing the football just wonderfully so far, and they're moving it. They're just not making that one play to get him in the end zone.
And timeout is called by the Patriots. That stops the clock. We're under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. New England by 17. We're right back after this. Well, that tells you that the New England defense has stepped up big time so far today. And Tom Brady and the offense have done their part. Ball is at the 30-yard line. 2:39 to play in the first half. Bledsoe throws outside, incomplete, bounces off the hands of Eric Moulds. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Sometimes you'll see a throw by Drew Bledsoe that you go, wow, that was way off target. But this offense, with Kevin Gilbride, they do so much reading. In other words, Eric Moulds could have had 4 different routes right here, and him and Drew Bledsoe, they got to be exactly thinking the same thing. And every once in a while, there's a gray area, and they're wrong. It makes it look bad.
Bledsoe's numbers on the day. A couple of yards shy of 100. 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, he steps up, throws outside, incomplete. Pass intended for Peerless Price, and Ty Law was there.
Nobody open down the field that time for Drew Bledsoe. And Ty Law, looking at the quarterback, makes the good break on the football to knock it down from Peerless Price.
Well, Buffalo's receivers are big and physical, and Ty Law told us last night, he says, we can play the speed game, but we can also play that tough wrestling game if we have to.
He said that's what it's going to get down to. Me and Eric Moulds, we can play the speed game, but we like to wrestle.
3rd and 10. Bledsoe over the middle, and that one is complete to Eric Moulds, and Moulds looks to be about, well, it's going to be close to a first down. Fans don't like the spot.
Well, I like to see a replay myself to see if his knee comes down, because you can challenge the spot of the football. Bledsoe, good job looking down the field, drops off the short throw, and that was a really good spot. Ty Law, what they want to do, be physical. Oh, what a route. How can you be physical with that? Good hustle and good athletic ability by Ty Law to get back and make that play.
That short.
You know, you see so many different variations of pass routes now, like what we just saw that time. You know, in years past, I never saw a receiver fake in, fake out, then come across the field like that. And the coordinators, the players, they're so much better. They're so much more inventive.
Well, they're going to go for it here on 4th down and a couple of inches.
You know, sometimes during a game, you got to take a chance. And this is, I think, a good call. I think the Bills need to try to do this to get back in the game, get the crowd into it.
Now, the Bills have been stopped on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, and 3rd and goal today. This is a 4th and inches, but they've also converted a 3rd and 20. 5 seconds until the 2-minute warning, and we get a timeout before we get to that 2-minute warning. So New England calls timeout, and they'll talk about it on defense. There's Kevin Gilbride. He's already decided what he's going to do offensively. And I just asked you during our brief break if Bledsoe would throw it here, and you said be good.
Well, I listen, after the last time when they tried to stretch it outside on a third and very short and didn't make it, you either do a running play where even if you don't block it well, Travis Henry can go straight ahead and get it, quarterback sneak, or throw it. I cover every area.
It's a sneak, and it's a first down.
Absolutely.
And with that, we'll get the 2-minute warning.
They learned from that last one.
So with 1:58 to play in the first half, we'll take the 2-minute warning. Buffalo still has 3 timeouts to get something on the board before the break.
You boys.
First down. And Bledsoe from the shotgun pulls it down and then goes down.
Oh, that's a penalty.
And there's the marker.
Willie McGinnis grabbed Drew Bledsoe, wrapped him up, and then threw him to the
Personal
ground.
foul. Defense, number 55. Roughing the passer. First down.
You are not allowed to get the quarterback like this. Watch. Has him, and then you cannot take him down and then fall on him. Slam him to the ground. I don't know what you want to, almost like a wrestling hold.
Well, you're talking about real wrestling.
Yeah, real wrestling.
Well, that's a far cry from earlier today when William McGinnis came up and said, "Hey, a lot more
that's
gentle."
Right. It's about how he had a hold of him this past play, but you know, for the safety of the quarterback, you just can't get players wrapped up and then pick them up in the air and then drive them into the ground.
And Drew Bledsoe is a 240-pounder that Willie McGinnis is throwing around.
Well, Willie's pretty big himself.
From the 48. Bledsoe over the middle has Larry centers and centers to the 35. 17 yards and another Buffalo first down. Clock continues. Oh, it's held up now for a moment at the minute 39. Bledsoe called the first timeout here in the first half for the Bills. So he stops the clock at a minute 39 to play, and we remind you, coming up on the Nextel halftime report, Jim Dion, Dan Boomer are joined by Kansas City quarterback Trent Green for all the scores and highlights on the Nextel halftime report. You and I will see Trent Green and those Kansas City Chiefs against the 49ers.
Yeah, that's right. Next week we will. And, you know, Trent Green looks good in the studio. And you got to tell Boomer he's got to quit those good-looking guys. It's not making him look good in that studio. You watch Kevin Gilbride talk to Drew Bledsoe, and I said it earlier, this offense, you know, you look at it, now we watch and you go, okay, it's not that complicated, but really the receivers, when I even asked Kevin Gilbride once the other day, I said, are you kidding? Talking about the options that the players, what they see and what they do, and boy, and they've done it, of course, extremely well, and you need veteran, smart players to run the passing offense that Kevin Gilbride puts in.
Bills are minus Jay Reimers now, who has gone to the locker room. They're going to look at his back. Bledsoe goes down at the 41-yard line. Mike Vrabel, his third sack of the season. Clock continues to move, a minute 25.
Well, you know what the Patriots are doing? They're just trying to confuse the blockers. Look at everybody before the snap. Everybody's standing up, walking around. It's hard for the offensive linemen to pick out who they're going to block. It takes away some of their aggressiveness, and they're getting back to Drew Bledsoe.
On the blitz, screen incomplete. And again, Bledsoe was under a tremendous rush. Teddy Bruschi, Antoine Harris, all in on the blitz.
Yep, Victor Green was back there as safety on the blitz too, Greg. And again, quick count by the Bills. The Patriots, they are good at timing the blitz. No way you can block it. Drew Bledsoe has to throw it away.
Bledsoe has been sacked 4 times today, has been hurried on numerous other occasions. And looking at a 3rd and 16.
Well, look at the Patriots. See them standing around. Let's see if they get down in stances. Well, yep, 3 of them did.
Bledsoe with time. Throws it over here, and that's complete to Josh Reed. Reed to the 25. Still on his feet, spinning to the 20-yard line and a first down.
What a play by the quarterback. Tremendous protection. Didn't panic. Finds Josh Reed, and he makes a tremendous run after catching the football.
Bledsoe uses a second timeout to stop the clock with 47 seconds to play in the first half.
Drew Bledsoe looking down the field. Looks like they're all covered. Peerless Price is covered. Then Eric Moulds, basically it's really like double coverage. You can see the defenders inside, and Bledsoe, the big thing here is he doesn't panic. He knew he had time. He stayed relaxed, stayed in a throwing position, and then finally, out of the corner of his eye, how, I don't know, he finds Josh Reed. And Greg, you talked about it. A rookie comes in, he gets it.
Coming into this game, Josh Reed had 22 receptions. 13 of them were good for a first down, and he gets another one here.
Yeah, nice little third receiver to have. Josh Reed from LSU. Tremendous receiver last year in college.
Buffalo has 1 timeout remaining. First down from the New England 20.
Here we go. Now the defense is all walking around again.
Bledsoe, incomplete. Larry Centers is intended receiver. 43 seconds to play.
I'm sorry, Craig. There used to be a defense. Southern Mississippi at one time would have a defense where nobody would put their hand on the ground. So, you know, it's so hard for the offense to figure it out. Who are you going to block? And it's kind of what this is the wrinkle today. It looks like the Patriots have just everybody walk around, and then at the last second they all take off, and the Bills have not done a very good job with it so far. Look at him.
Bledsoe with time, throws, almost intercepted, penalty markers down. Lawyer Malloy looked like he had the pick, couldn't hold on, and let's check the flag.
Holding. Defense, number 22. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
The penalty is on Buckley.
Look at the bunch to the right again. Everybody standing. Terrell Buckley does it right at the line of scrimmage. That's the hold they call. Hey, what? That didn't look like too bad of a job by Terrell Buckley.
First down. Bledsoe has it batted down, incomplete. 33 seconds to play. Teddy Bruschi got a hand on it. Boy, Teddy Bruschi has played a whirl of a first half.
Well, Teddy Bruschi is the kind of player, he's very instinctive. Just knows how to, he just knows how to play, knows how to get in the way, reads the quarterback, time the jump. Look at it, he saw Drew Bledsoe was getting ready to throw. He stopped rushing the passer. Knocks it down.
33 seconds to play. Bledsoe throws, complete inside the 10-yard line. Fearless Price to the goal line. Did he get there? No, just short of the goal line.
No, but he fumbled it, and what a catch by Peerless Price. The ball was free, and he reached up and grabbed it. And the officials have already signaled that it is Buffalo's football.
Well, the clock is stopped with 17 seconds to play in the first half.
Watch this time. Peerless Price, when he turned around, the football hit him in the chest. Watch it come loose. Boy, Victor Green, look at the grab.
Fumbled by the receiver. recovered by the receiver. First down, Buffalo.
What a grab by Peerless Price, but you know what? If he had let it go, a teammate was standing in the end zone.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have mattered. They had to bring it back, Greg, if his teammate got it.
And with 12 seconds to go, Buffalo uses its third and final timeout. Now, Greg Williams wants to argue something with Dick Hantak, and Hantak is going to go over.
Well, they got to understand now. I don't know if they were alert. The play clock was going to start back up once they put the football in play. Now, there were 17 seconds up there. I did not hear.
And that's what's going to happen. Play clock, or the game clock, goes back to 17 seconds.
I don't know. I know they practice these situations all the time. Can you run a play? Well, I really think Buffalo's going to throw it from here. Because if you run it and don't make it, by the time they unscramble it, you get set, try to spike the football or do that situation. I don't think you can make it. So.
And now New England will use their final timeout here in the first half.
This has been some drive.
Well, when it finally happens, it'll be the 15th play of this drive.
We'll see if we can go back real quick. I'll recap it for you.
Go ahead. Birthday boy.
Fourth day. Thank you, Greggy. Thanks for the present, too.
Sure.
Fourth down, Drew Bledsoe quarterback sneak. Willie McGinnis gets a sack that probably is going to end the drive, but roughing the passer, gets another first down. Drew Bledsoe hits two big third down passes where the receivers caught it and then made the yards after the catch. How's that? See, I don't even need you.
Your powers of recollection are amazing.
I don't even need him. I don't need a play-by-play guy.
You don't think like you're a year older. Bledsoe and Brady, two good friends. A situation that obviously wasn't going to work out for them both last year in New England.
There it is. Well, they're both playing extremely well.
And what a boost it would be to the Bills if Bledsoe can get them into the end zone in the final seconds of the first half. Travis Henry, the lone back. Fake it, the throw outside, incomplete. Intended for Eric Moles, and Otis Smith was there defensively.
Boy, good job by Otis Smith. Perfect throw by Drew Bledsoe. Not a surprising play. In fact, they might throw it one more time. Oh, Otis got there just a little early too, didn't he? But that happened so fast, so quick. I don't know if you could see that.
I actually thought he made a pretty good play.
Yes.
Second and goal. Bledsoe over the middle, touchdown. Peerless Price with 10 seconds to play.
That was just a wonderful call by Kevin Gilbride, because, Greg, if they don't hit it there, I believe they run it on third down to score, try to score before halftime.
For Bledsoe, his 17th touchdown pass of the season. Price has now caught 7 of them. I believe Mike Hollis's extra point is good. And with 10 seconds to play in the first half, the Bills draw to within 10 at 17-7.
And they go with the 4 wide receiver look. It makes New England play everybody man-to-man. Peerless Price against Terrell Buckley. And Terrell Buckley has nobody to help him. So he's got Peerless Price all over the field, and a little relief on the Buffalo sideline.
Greg Williams cheers his team on. You can tell, talking to Greg Williams, he has liked the way this team has developed from week one.
Well, it has, Greg, and I like what he said, too, though, to us. He goes, Drew Bledsoe's been like spaghetti sauce. He has covered up a lot of bad stuff on this football team, like some bad food. You put enough sauce on it, it's good. But the team is starting to play better defensively. They haven't today. The offensive line's been getting better as time goes along. Travis Henry running the football extremely well.
You see at the bottom there, New England penalties were costly to them, as a Buffalo penalty was on the last New England offensive thrust. David Patton and Deion Branch are deep for this kick. From the 12, it's Branch. Running room on the left side. 30, 35, and he is down as the clock winds down to 2 seconds to play in the first half. So Brady will come out and have 2 seconds with which to work, and judging by the field position, it'd be pretty surprising if he doesn't just take a knee and the Patriots go off to the locker room with a 10-point lead.
Entertaining first half. I just have the feeling it's going to get a lot more emotional in the second half.
Brady will take the snap, take a knee, and that'll do it for the first half. All of the emphasis has been on Drew Bledsoe, but the New England offense has taken time lead since week 2, 17-7. Jim Nance and company are along after this word from your local station. Wilson Stadium, the Patriots with a 17-7 lead. A lot of emotion here today as Brady and the Patriots came in looking to snap a 4-game losing streak. They'd have to overcome Drew Bledsoe, the former Patriot. It's 17-7. We'll come back after this from your local station. Welcome back to Buffalo, everyone. Along with Phil Simms, I'm Greg Gumbel. And although the New England Patriots lead this game 17-7 at halftime, you feel that Drew Bledsoe and the Bills have still looked pretty good or in good position.
Well, yeah, especially offense. You know, Drew Bledsoe has thrown the ball extremely well. Now, he's been sacked a couple times, but when given time, he has thrown it down the field with the power that he has like nobody else in football, and good accuracy, and they've moved it every time, Greg, so the opportunities are definitely there for this Buffalo Bills offense.
As you look at the halftime stats, let's give credit to the New England Patriots, too. Bill Belichick said he thought in the loss to Denver a week ago, his team played very well with the exception of third down performances on both sides of the ball.
I think they're getting back to playing the way they want to. Confuse you on defense, but their offense is kind of controlling the tempo, getting some first downs, playing safe, and not making those turnovers.
And you heard Greg Williams tell Armin at the halftime break he's optimistic and his team gets the ball first here in the second half. You know, that Trent Green looks like he's just having too much fun in the studio.
Hey, everything's always fun when you do it once or twice, but if you do it about 5 times, you find out it's work. I thought it was going to be fun to work with you.
I am speechless.
I know you do.
Vinatieri. This is Charlie Rogers from the 13. 30. And finally, still hasn't been brought to a stop. And now across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. Let's go down to Armin.
Greg, talking to Bill Belichick, he's happy with the balance of his football team running in the air. But he said, I'm not happy with the penalties in that last drive of the Bills. He goes, especially for one, he said, sacking the quarterback, hint, hint. The other thing he said, though, is he says he's really pleased with the emotion of this football team. But he said, you know what? We have a reason to be emotional. We're making plays. Back to you.
That's right.
They are indeed so far.
Well, that's what it's, you know, we talked about that with Bill Belichick last week. You don't look like you got the sense of urgency. Nobody does until you make a few positive plays on either side of the ball.
Bledsoe with good field position at his own 41. To throw on the outside, incomplete, intended for Peerless Price and Terrell Buckley, who has been active, to say the least, there to make the play.
You know, it's interesting, Greg. We talked to Bill Belichick last night, and he just goes, gosh, we practiced hard. Again, he can't even complain because everybody's watching extra film. They're doing all their work. They're there on time. He goes, we know what to do. And he goes, I believe tomorrow that we'll get done what we're supposed to do. So he thought they could turn it around, make the plays, and in the first half they definitely did, especially on offense.
There is no questioning the way they're doing things. There's Travis Henry, left side, to about the 43, maybe the 44. Roman Pfeiffer on the far side of the field made the stop after a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 3rd and 7.
Well, I'm curious to see. Let's just watch it this time and see if the New England defense does this roaming, for a lack of a better term, the roaming defense, where everybody just walks around and they wait for the snap count to take off, and see if they can confuse the blocking assignments to get to Drew Bledsoe.
Larry Centers, the only back with Bledsoe in the backfield as he works out of the shotgun.
Well, look at him.
Bledsoe steps up, throws, has a man open, and it's complete at the 40 to Peerless Price.
You know, Greg, every week you hear about, the mobile quarterback and this and that, but quarterbacks like Drew Bledsoe did not get enough credit. Watch this. People all over his feet, really nowhere to throw. The only guys that can make these type of throws are the big, strong, powerful arm quarterbacks. And Drew Bledsoe makes about 5 of them a game that you go, wow, there's not many guys in the league could have done that.
Peerless Price, 56th catch this year, this season, and that's a career high. Bledsoe almost goes down on the trip and throws it away.
Well, that's the other little change of pace the Patriots have. When they're going to blitz Bledsoe, it looks like, and think about it if you watch this game, up the middle, getting there quick, timing it, and getting him out of the pocket. And that's what they've done a few times. Again, the linebackers. Boy, Ted Johnson comes free again. You know, it's hard to miss him. You know, he's a big guy. But good timing. The Bills didn't have a play on that would pick up the linebacker if he blitzed.
2nd and 10. Price in motion, Travis Henry. And Henry to about the 36. Plenty of respect for Travis Henry in the Patriots camp too. And Bill Belichick says he's easily a much better back than he was a year ago.
Gosh, we see it ourselves. We notice it in these running backs. The second year for receivers and running backs, they just get it. They know how to prepare. They become more rounded players. Travis Henry said, I've learned to catch every Tuesday and Thursday during the offseason. That was catching day. Spent a lot of time catching footballs off of machines.
Caught 100 balls a day. In the shotgun, Bledsoe throws this side. Oh, nice grab by Larry Centers, but he is short of a first down by a couple of yards. Number 24, Ty Law, out there to put the clamps on the play along with Mike Vrabel.
Well, here do you go. Do you try the long field goal, or do you go for it on 4th down, and they're going to go for the long field goal?
No, I don't see the field goal kicker out there. It's just the punter, Brian Moorman.
They're going to punt it. That would only be a 49-yard field goal. And if there is a breeze, well, it might be into the Buffalo Bills' face, it looks like. Just a little one.
So Moorman is going to try to plant one inside the 10-yard line. And fair catch is made at about the 17 by Troy Brown. Well, the fans don't like it, but a lot depends on how the defense makes this hold up. We'll be back. I want to remind you tonight on 60 Minutes, what was a California doctor doing with some of the world's most deadly germs in his refrigerator, and what was his connection to South Africa's notorious Dr. Death? Tonight on 60 Minutes. On first down, Brady steps back, throws out here, and that is complete to Cam Cleland, his tight end. Pickup of 3, it'll be 2nd and 7, and certainly Brady, an offensive leader for the Patriots, 10 out of 13. Otis Smith has had a fine day running the football. Or Antoine Smith, rather. And Daniel Graham, the rookie tight end. 2nd and 7. pitch. Antoine Smith tries the right side, and here's a marker flying in from the secondary. And it's going to be a hold against New England. Well, there are penalties.
Holding, offense, number 80, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down, second down.
There are penalties, and then there are those that come at inopportune times, and we've seen a couple of those already today.
Yeah, and well, it depends on which way you look at it, of course, but Buffalo, when Greg Williams decided not to kick the field goal and not to go for it on 4th down to punt it, he's saying, defense, come on, you must stop them on a 3-and-out. So that penalty gives them a chance to stop them on a 3-and-out.
Crowd back into it on 2nd down, quick pass to the outside, and that's complete to David Patton, who breaks free up the sideline and out of bounds.
And the one thing you cannot do, Chris Watson, you've got to go ahead and give a couple yards, let him get 3 or 4, tackle him. Instead, he goes for the quick hit. Watch Chris Watson, 21, flies up, tries to make the hit. David Patton, extremely fast, picks up a 1st down.
And look at the field judge, Jim Saraceno. Wrong place at the wrong time, Jim.
Ooh. But boy, just another way to run the football for the New England Patriots. Screen plays, the quick flips to the outside. Those are basically just running plays.
1st down now from the 36. Antoine Smith stumbled a little bit as he got up a hit of steam. He gets forward to the 39-yard line. It'll be a 2nd and 7.
And what it does, Greg, you get that 1st down. You're up by 10 points. You've already flipped field position again. So now you punt it. Buffalo's going to have to play, you know, the long field, have a long drive to try to get some points. I knew I'd get that out sooner or later. Damn, that was hard. Or dang, I should say.
2nd and 7. Deep drop for Brady. He eludes the rush, throws midfield. Oh, what a catch by Troy Brown. What a grab by Troy Brown.
Pressure defense by the Buffalo Bills. Tom Brady steps up just in front of getting sacked and throws a football. Oh, what a perfect throw to the outside. Ahmad Brooks, a rookie, must think he's got perfect coverage on, but you can't stop that.
Now back to the ground game, and Smith and Pearson Prelo coming up to make the stop.
Well, the way Tom Brady threw that pass, he might not never take those gloves off.
Yeah, we saw him with the gloves last week for the very first time, and when he walked in last night, we said, "Are you going to use the gloves again?" He goes, "Yeah, I think I will."
Yeah, he goes, "I don't see any reason." He says, "The only thing that would keep me from wearing those gloves is my ego." And he goes, "That's not going to get in the way." They feel good. He said he threw the football extremely well during the week in practice.
On 2nd and 8, Smith is wrapped up as he got to the line of scrimmage by Eddie Robinson. Still able to pick up 2, and the Patriots are looking at a big 3rd and 6.
You know, too, to go back, Greg, to Tom Brady and those gloves, he just says, and we talked about it last week with him, it just takes that little bit of worry that sometimes a quarterback might have in cold conditions about gripping the football. So he's not worried about getting a good grip when he wears those gloves.
Kevin Falk is on the field for 3rd and 6. Blitz. Brady throws this way, and that's complete. On the screen to the 40, the 35. Falk still on his feet, down the sideline, looking for the end zone touchdown.
They let him come with the blitz. Kevin Falk Watch him in the backfield, hits the blitzer, slips away, just what they wanted. Blocking down the field, Joe Andruzzi, just falls on a defender. Wide receivers doing a good job, and Kevin Falk takes the screen from behind the line of scrimmage and scores the touchdown.
45 yards. Vinatieri for the extra point, and it's good. 7:33 to play in the third quarter. The Patriots lead it 24-7.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. The Intel Pentium 4 processor. Can a better computer really change your life? Yes, Intel. And by Acura and the 260 horsepower TL Type S.
Back for the kickoff. The Patriots have extended their lead to 24-7. Charlie Rogers and Joe Burns are deep. Very short kick. Rogers from the 18, 30 to the 35-yard line. Bills had the New England Patriots 3rd and 6, and that's how a head coach reacts when you bust one for 45 yards. Hey, tonight on CBS, The Last Bond in theaters, the first time on network television. We need a hero more than ever, and he's just the man for the job. Pierce Brosnan is Bond. Don't miss The World Is Not Enough at a special time, Sunday 8:30, 7:30 Central on CBS, America's most watched network.
You know, I like my life, but I would like to be James Bond, once or twice too. That would be pretty good.
From the 35, Bledsoe hands it off, and Travis Henry maybe gaining about a half a yard. Let's go back to the touchdown.
Yeah, let's go back. Let me show you what happens. Here's London Fletcher. He has Kevin Falk in pass coverage. So the blitz comes, they let him go. Then watch Damian Woody. Says, okay, let me come out and block him for you. And that is enough. Now it's open space. Joe Andruzzi with a good block. The Patriot receivers down the field. Troy Brown, good blocks. That's how you get a touchdown.
Greg Williams and his defensive coordinator, Jerry Gray, and nobody pleased about the result of the play.
Damian Woody, though, with the first block that gets it going. Screens.
2nd and 9 over the middle. Incomplete, intended for Dave Moore, the tight end. It'll be 3rd and 9, and let's check in once again with Jim Nantz in New York. Jim.
All right, we got a good one brewing down in Atlanta, Greg, as the Ravens get on the board again here in the second half. Ricard with the touchdown run, 19 yards out, tied at 17. Baltimore and Atlanta back to Greg and Phil.
Well, those Baltimore Ravens playing without their on-field leader, Ray Lewis.
Well, screens by the New England offense, and it's really turning into a blitzathon by this New England defense. Again, the walking defense, here they come.
Bledsoe gonna let it loose, has his man off the fingertips of Peerless Price.
That was a 40-yard outcut. 40 yards down the field, or from where Drew Bledsoe threw the football, I should say. But again, nice pickup on the blitz. Throws the football. Look how wide open Peerless Price gets. I think he was worried about the sideline. Took his eyes off the football. That's why he dropped it.
Brian Moorman to kick, and that's Kevin Falk deep. Oh, nice kick by Moorman. Fair catch called for. And made at about the 23-yard line. 40-yard punt, no return, and we'll take a timeout and come back after this.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by IBM. E-business is the game. Play to win. And by Zocor. Talk to your doctor about Zocor today.
Well, you know, everybody turns out for Phil Simms' birthday. And by the way, on behalf of the crew, happy birthday to you.
Oh, my gosh.
I can't remember the rest of the words.
Man, I got like 2 cakes over the weekend. Look at Tom Brady. The last 2 games, what he's done today. He's actually thrown 4 touchdowns. No interceptions over the last 2 games, too.
Antoine Smith left side. coy wire coming up to make a stop. And it'll be second and about 6.
Well, you know, the Buffalo defense has just got to find a way to stop the Patriots. And I can almost promise you there's going to be another screenplay. And it's coming soon.
One of those prove to me that you can stop it.
Well, absolutely. If you're running up the middle and you're gaining yards every time, why would you stop? The Patriots, their screens have worked almost every single time.
On second and 6, pump fake. Brady goes the other way and has his man up the seam. That is Daniel Graham, the rookie tight end. It'll be first down at the 40-yard line of the Buffalo Bills.
The other thing Charlie Weiss is known for and likes to do is send inside receivers up the field. Fake the pass left. Look at the people. Look. Oh, Pearson Prelo moves just enough. And there's Graham with Eddie Robinson trying to run with him down the seam. When you see a safety in the middle of the field, vertical passing games, that's what they want to see because it gives you the option to go to either side. That time they went to the right to Daniel Graham.
Brady on the blitz, throws incomplete. Troy Brown is intended receiver. Keith Newman was the man in on Brady.
And you know what that was? That was a seam, the same play. They were just going to do it in a different formation and use the wide receiver instead of the tight end. But it's the blitz that stops it. Here's the receiver, just going to go straight up the field. Watch the blitz from the outside. The Patriots can't pick it up. Tom Brady still makes a pretty good throw.
Second and 10. Jerry Gray looking for a defensive stand from his Bills defense.
Jerry Gray is ready to suit up and go out and hit somebody. You can see the anger in his eyes.
You know, pretty interesting. He said, he's talking about being a coordinator, and he says the problem with being a coordinator is you can't really coach the way you can if you're a position coach.
Yeah.
And he says there are so many tricks that he wishes he could have the time to teach his guys.
Well, this is the next defensive back for the people that don't know, and he was very good. All-pro many times, but yes, all the little things he learned over the years, hard to go out there and show those little technique to players when you're developing the whole scheme.
Brady from the shotgun. With time. Over the middle. That's complete. It's going to be short of a first down to Antoine Smith. Hauled down at the 34, about 3 yards short of a first down by Eddie Robinson.
Interesting spot on the field. Long field goal, punt it, go for it on fourth. A lot of options right here.
And they're going to go for it. Offense stays on the field.
Yeah, you know, this is you got 3 options when you get just on the other side of the 30-yard line going in.
4th and 3.
This could be the game.
Antoine Smith, the only one in the backfield with Brady. Brady outside, complete, run out of bounds. Antoine Smith has enough for the first down.
Well, Bill Belichick talked about third downs coming into this game. That was the key. Nice job by Tom Brady. I just noticed it on the replay. Watch him. Shuffling, went backwards, created a lane to throw the football to make it easy, and throws the perfect touch pass to Antoine Smith.
Brady over the middle, has his man, incomplete. It's complete to David Patton, and Patton to the 11-yard line for a first down. You know, we go back to that first half where Buffalo chose to punt instead of go for the fourth down. Of course, Bill Belichick has the comfort of the lead here.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying Buffalo made the wrong decision there. Your defense has got to stop them sooner or later. But Tom Brady throws another strike, steps into it. Good job of just taking the hit from Justin Bannon and falling down with it.
First down from the 11. Quick pass outside to Patton. Patton to the 5 and wrestled out of bounds at the 3.
There's that screen play or the quick flip. I don't care what you call it, but next year if you go to the training camp for the New England Patriots and Tom Brady's wearing gloves, you'll know why. Because he is getting that football in his hand and it comes out quick. It's coming out clean. It's on target. And what a day. 17 and 19. Now they're getting the football down the field with some play action passes.
Picked up 9 on the play, and now we get a whistle on the field. Brady's complaining that someone kicked the ball.
Yeah, one of the Bills players did because they were running on the field.
Please reset the play clock to 10 seconds. 10 seconds, please.
I'm laughing because I think Dick Hantak was telling Tom Brady to cool it because Brady was letting him have it.
2nd and 1. Trying the left side is Antoine Smith. He didn't get to the end zone, but he does have a first down. It'll be 1st and goal.
Well, I tell you what, this has been impressive what the New England Patriots have done. Extremely impressive. Just I think they always come in with pretty good game plans, but the execution started early.
He tripped in the process of handing it off to Antoine Smith, and they lost a yard or 2.
Dangerous. Sure, Tom Brady trips over one of the linemen's feet. I couldn't see who it was. Yeah, it had to be Joe Andruzzi, the right guard, who was trying to pull at Tom Brady's feet.
2nd and goal. Smith, left side, touchdown. There is a fair contingent of fans who have traveled here from the New England area, and they've seen their Patriots take charge in the final minute of the 3rd quarter here.
You know, it just shows you the league, and Bill Belichick actually said this to us, how it changes from week to week. We talked last night for the first time. I thought I felt a little uncertainness in the Patriots talk about their play. And they come out, they drive the first time down the field and score, and they've been playing well ever since.
The extra point is good. 54 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. The Patriots are in charge at 31-7. Antoine Smith's 2-yard touchdown run caps a 76-yard, 11-play drive. This one bounced along the ground and picked up inside the 30-yard line by Phil Crosby, and Crosby returns close to the 45. While we have a moment, here's our NFL.com poll question. What's your take on the progress of the Houston Texans? Log on and cast your vote at NFL.com.
They kicked that ball on the ground because Charlie Rodgers has been close a couple times today, and Bill Belichick knows, you know, if they're going to score, let's just don't give it to them in one play.
So Bledsoe with good field position again from his own 44-yard line.
Well, that's some good shots there, just watching this Patriots defense, the movement and the uncertainness that they give an offense.
Bledsoe throws, and that's complete. Eric Moles inside the 45 of the New England Patriots, and that's a first down for Buffalo.
Well, it's really impressive, too, to watch the Buffalo receivers catch it and then get it up the field so quick. They all kind of got that same look, big and powerful.
Bills up to the line in a hurry. Bledsoe over the middle. He has Fearless Price, and Price forward to close to the 35-yard line. And time winds down on us here in the 3rd. It's going to have to be a vastly different 4th quarter for Bledsoe and the Bills if they want to chalk up a win here today. That's the end of 3. New England 31 and Buffalo 7. We're back after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Well, if there was any revenge to be had, Drew Bledsoe hasn't had any as yet, although, I think all parties concerned knew that something had to happen and that Drew Bledsoe was going to be departing. This is Larry Centers, and Centers to about the 25-yard line. Although when Bledsoe left, Phil, there were those who doubted for whatever reason. They said, well, maybe he's not healthy. Maybe there must be something wrong with him.
There's something wrong with if you trade him into the division. I just went, boy, I don't know. I watched him even warm up last year. When he came in against Pittsburgh in the championship game, looked pretty good to me. Looks pretty good to me today here, too.
Bledsoe throws down the seam. It's incomplete. Eric Moles, his intended receiver, diving at the 1-yard line. Boy, with that ball thrown on a rope.
Yeah, he tried to stick this one in there. Of course, it's getting to the time of the game where you got to take a chance. Nice route by Eric Moles and Ty Law. How good did he play that? Couple moves by Eric Moles, and Ty Law kept his eye on the receiver and the quarterback and made the break as Bledsoe let the football go.
2nd and 10. Bledsoe throws far side and completes that one to Fearless Price, and Price out of bounds right at the first down marker.
Man, they are slick after the catch. That looked like, to me, let's see if we can take a look at that one more. Tell me if this doesn't look like a young Jerry Rice once he catches it. Watch this. The feet. That's it. Jerry Rice kind of had that same move. Always catch it, get squared up real quick, shuffle the feet, get around the defender, and pick up some more yards.
You know what? He's looking a little like the older Jerry Rice, too, every once in a while.
Yeah, that wasn't a good. You're right. Exactly.
First down. Bledsoe. Incomplete, right through the hands of Eric Moles. And there is a Patriot down in the backfield. And it's Victor Green.
Well, they're coming on those blitzes so hard. Every once in a while, big guy's going to catch them right and just knock them down.
Incidentally, on the injury situation, Deion Branch is not going to return for the Patriots today. 31-7. We'll be right back. Victor Green was helped off the field and appears to be in great pain. Here's what happened.
Watch Larry Centers. Watch the foot go up. Kicks him in the knee, his right knee. But Larry Centers, I hope Victor Green's okay, but Larry Centers blocking one guy, sees another blitzer coming, tries to help out and sticks his leg out to get the extra blitzer.
2nd and 10. Play clock is down to 5, 3, 2, 1, and he gets it off in time. Bledsoe now throws and overthrows it away through the end zone. Well, Drew was making a lot of changes to the play. And now we've got a penalty marker down.
Holding. Offense. Number 74. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 2nd down.
Penalty is on Marcus Sullivan. Let's see if we can find the hole.
Marcus Sullivan, 74.
And then Bruschi, Teddy Bruschi hits Drew Bledsoe, and Teddy's the one that hit the deck.
That's good stuff. You know, people don't realize how big Drew Bledsoe is until you get around him.
Bledsoe throws near side, and that's complete to Price, who's wrestled down at about the 21.
In fact, we did the Oakland Raiders the week after they played the Buffalo Bills, and there's a flag down in the field. Some of their players even commented, like after the game was over, wow, we were hitting Bledsoe and just falling right off of him. they just didn't realize how big and strong he was.
Holding. Offense. Number 74. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. Second down.
Boy, the last 20 yards you can give courtesy of Marcus Sullivan, his second straight holding penalty.
Well, you know what? I just got news for all the people in the AFC East right now. You better get your licks in on this offensive line now, because it is going to be really good. Mike Williams, right tackle. Marcus Sullivan, very gifted. Trey Teague, Jonas, Reuben Brown, an all-pro, and Jonas Jennings. All of them are going to be excellent players.
Here's his Henry. And Henry is run out of bounds by Ty Law. And, you know, coming into this game, there was lots of talk about the New England Patriots season being on the line here. And not so much because if they lost today, they would fall to 3-5, but because they had a couple of more road trips coming up in a row. They go to Chicago next week. They go to Oakland the week after. But just keep in mind that this New England Patriots team was also 3-4 this time last year.
Well, that's right, but it's just different. They're because the teams they're going to play the rest of the year know they're playing the defending Super Bowl champion, and they didn't come out and say it was a must today, but they got pretty close to it. All the words were there. They knew this was almost a do-or-die game.
Bledsoe gets rid of it. Larry centers the 30 to the 27-yard line, and Willie McGinnis is there with the stop after an 8-yard gain. And Mike Hollis will come on to attempt a field goal. Here's that New England schedule the rest of the way. Chicago, Oakland. They've got these Buffalo Bills again in New England. Tennessee, the Jets, and then close against Miami.
Finishing with Miami, which will almost assuredly mean a lot to probably both teams. Now the Buffalo Bills going to kick the field goal, 31-7. You know what? You do it, makes it 31-10. It's 3 scores, and that's why you kick the field goal in this situation.
Willie McGinnis down on one knee.
You know, between Willie McGinnis and Ted Johnson, it's like names of the past, isn't it? It really is. You know, we did the games last year. We hardly ever said anything about either one of them, but you know, you watch them on TV and you get around them, they're just coming up. And Ted Johnson, he's been a big factor in this game today.
This is a 46-yard field goal attempt by Hollis, who has missed him from everywhere. On its way. Not good. Frustration on the Buffalo sidelines, and you know what? In the stands, too.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Heineken, it's all about the beer. Heineken. And by PlayStation 2. Live in your world, play in ours.
.12:01 to play here in the fourth quarter, and that's the state of the Buffalo Bills and their fans sitting there in the stands.
You know, last 2 possessions by the Patriots, it's almost like, Greg, that this Buffalo team is about where New England was this time last year. New England just a little older, more veterans, probably just a little tougher at this stage.
This is David Patton, and Patton to the 45. That'll be a first down for New England, and when the day is done, the Bills are going to lament the red zone opportunities that got past them, because in 4 trips to the red zone, they've got a touchdown and 3 missed field goals to show for it.
That's what the Patriots did last year on defense. They just teased you, let you move the football. They'd let you go up and down the field, but you never could score a touchdown or get the points. That's what they've done today.
Antoine Smith brought down. Tom Brady has been efficient as ever. You know, he had a good game in a loss last week to the Denver Broncos, and today he's thrown 3 touchdown passes. Christian Fourier right there. Antoine Smith on the screen. And that screen has worked so well that they tried it with Kevin Falk, and all Falk did was turn it into a 45-yard jaunt.
They've thrown every screen you can dream up today. I'm looking for that tackle-eligible screen here soon. But, you know, Greg, you watch them play. This is the style of football the Patriots played last year.
There's one out to Edwards, and Edwards to the 35 and chalks up another first down for the Patriots. Eddie Robinson with the stop. Let's go down Armin.
Greg, you talk about Tom Brady. One of the real threads that run through the whole Bledsoe-Brady saga is, do they really like each other? And, you know, talking to him as we have so many times, the answer is an unequivocal yes. And Tom telling us last night he had dinner with Drew in the Boston area. They had a chance to talk, and he said, you know what, I haven't really thought twice about Drew this week. I'm just trying to beat their defense. Done a pretty good job of it. Back to you.
Thanks, Armin. Antoine Smith, as the Patriots now begin to pound it on the ground and take some time off of the clock. Under 10:15 to play here in the fourth.
Well, you know, I didn't need this season. I didn't need to see today's game. I knew both of these quarterbacks were top flight, frontline NFL franchise quarterbacks. I knew that before the year, and that doesn't make me any special person, because I think a lot of people did. But it was amazing the number of people who thought that it was over for Drew Bledsoe. And then, of course, after a few losses, that all the second guessers about Tom Brady. But the talent's there, the leadership qualities are there. He gets it, and he's directed his offense extremely well today. I think they're definitely two different style quarterbacks. And Tom Brady does a tremendous job with this one, maneuvering the football around. Kind of a short passing game where it's really just the opposite with the Bills and Drew Bledsoe.
Well, this was an interesting week for Bill Belichick, too, because in the throes of a 4-game losing streak and Bledsoe throwing the ball all over the field, he had to answer all of these questions as to why would you trade Drew Bledsoe within the division.
He had no choice.
Absolutely
none. He did the best thing for his team.
Brady pushes it forward to Troy Brown inside the 15-yard line. Now, the ball comes loose. The Bills say they have it, but the officials don't.
Saying he was down.
First down.
But, you know, to go back to that, Greg, the Drew Bledsoe was not going to go back to the situation they had in New England. If we take a look at this last play. Last week, Tom Brady moved around, probably didn't make one play when he was moving. Today, that's about the 4th or 5th time he has got that extra second, and he's completed a pass to a short receiver right in front of him.
And now here the Patriots are knocking on the door again. The ball just inside the 15-yard line of the Bills. This is Falk. Falk to about the 12. And 8 minutes to play now in the fourth.
Henry Marcus makes the tackle. Gain of 2 on the play. Second down, 8.
You know, Bill Belichick walked in last night. He kind of looked like a man who was under the pressures of a lot of questioning all week and a 4-game losing streak, didn't he?
Shoot, when you win 5 in a row in this league, you can feel the pressure. So you know what it's like when you lose 4s. But was in good of spirits as you could hope, Greg, and I think still in deep down belief that he knows his team can turn it around.
Brady can't get away from the rush. Is down at the 15-yard line. Grant Irons and Aaron Schobel. A loss of 3, and it'll be 3rd and 11. That is the first sack of Tom Brady today.
This is that one. Excuse me.
Brady, screen. Antoine Smith to the 10. Touchdown.
Incredible. This is really like their opening night game against the Pittsburgh Steelers when it just clicked and it all worked when they played 5 wide receivers in a hurry-up offense. Today, it's the screens for the Patriots. They just work tremendous blocking down the field, but then Antoine Smith breaking a few tackles. Again, Damian Woody down the field making a good block. Joe Andruzzi down the field again too.
Adam Vinatieri for the extra point, and it's good. All the emphasis was on Drew Bledsoe against his mates, but the former Buffalo Bill, Antoine Smith, has had himself a pretty good day here today. In the first 80 games of his career, Antoine Smith had caught 1 touchdown pass. He's caught 2 today. And is having a pretty good time here in Buffalo. Vinatieri to kick it away. Charlie Rogers is at his own 7-yard line. And they're not going to give him a chance again. It's going to go out of bounds. It's a real tip of the hat to Charlie Rogers, don't you think?
I would say, I think Bill Belichick wants to go now. I'm going to show him some respect, but not that much.
Out of bounds by rule. Ball returned to the 40-yard line. First down.
Tonight on 60 Minutes, what was a California doctor doing with some of the world's most deadly germs in his refrigerator? And what was his connection to South Africa's notorious Dr. Death? Tonight on 60 Minutes. Then an all-new Becker, followed by the network television premiere of the James Bond action thriller The World Is Not Enough, starring Pierce Brosnan. It's all here tonight on CBS, America's most watched network. So Bledsoe and the Bills from the 40-yard line. And Bledsoe will be airing it out on every down now. The pass complete to Larry Centers. And a pickup of about 4 will make it 2nd and 6. Hasn't been the kind of day Drew Bledsoe had hoped for.
Well, no, it has not. But they're going to, this offense of the Buffalo Bills, they're going to go and watch the films and go, man, did we have a lot of chances to score a lot more points, to maybe take even some of the pressure off their defense. And the Buffalo offense has not played that bad today. And Drew Bledsoe has played well.
On 2nd and 6, that pass intercepted by Law. Midfield, 40, still on his feet. Still on his feet. Trying to pick up blockers and finally brought down inside the 30-yard line. Ty Law with his 3rd interception of the season.
Well, Ty Law has played very well today himself. What he knows, he has help. Look at the bottom of the screen. He has help behind, so he goes underneath the receiver, makes a nice catch for the interception.
The New England defense steps up again, as it has all afternoon.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by new MSN 8. It's better with a butterfly. MSN 8, more useful every day. And by Wrangler, real comfortable jeans.
We were talking with Ty Law last night about this New England team, and he said this is a good place for us to start to beat Drew Bledsoe, because for Drew, this is his Super Bowl.
Well, Ty Law, you know, as I watch him make the play on that interception, and let's watch the interception. He's just one of those, he's just a nasty veteran. And he's just tough. And you can only get this way because you're competitive, you've been in the league, and you just refuse to lose. And look at Bill Belichick. That's pretty exciting stuff.
Either that or he really doesn't like Ty Law and he's trying to beat his head with his helmet still on.
Yeah, and Drew Bledsoe, he knows, hey, he took a chance. If the score was close, he wouldn't have thrown that football.
Antoine Smith, left side, to about the 20. And the clock continues to move as we come up on 5 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Terrell Buckley. That's the one thing the Patriots that can really help them is the fact they have so many veterans who just continue to work who know what it takes to win. Would you look at Teddy Bruschi?
Smith has the first down and more inside the 10. It'll be first and goal. Antoine Smith has had himself a heck of a day against his former mates from Buffalo. And he's done it in every conceivable way you can.
Yep, breaking tackles, 3rd and short that time, makes the long gain. Does it with a power run to get a touchdown. The screen play, catching it, avoiding tackles.
103 rushing yards, 31 receiving yards, couple of touchdowns. Antoine gets the handoff, tries the right side, and is buried at about the 6.
As our a person we talked to last week, Shannon Sharp, says, hey, got to show them every week that you can do it. And Antoine Smith has done that today to Bill Belichick and to the Patriots, showing them that he is still capable of being the guy, being the back that you can put all your faith in, run it, and of course, we've seen him catch a few passes today too.
Second and goal. Fourier goes in motion. Antoine Smith stacked up at the 5. You know, this stadium has pretty much emptied out all the way around to the Bills fans except that area there. That's behind the other end zone, and that's where the New England fans are concentrated.
You know, what a contingent, too. It's big. Look, boy, a nice shot. You can see how many there are, and there's a bunch over here in this section.
They aren't going anywhere.
And I don't know how they got all those tickets. But Bill fans, you know, don't desert, don't jump away just because they're losing the score the way it is today. They get a week off. You go back, you work on some mistakes, correct them, and you're still in it.
On 3rd and goal, Smith straight ahead to the 2. And Keith Newman made the stop. And Tom Brady's going to take a walk to the sideline as we wind our way down to 2 minutes to play.
Well, it's 38-7, Greg, but when this is over, the Buffalo Bills will still be ahead of the New England Patriots.
You know, ordinarily, you wouldn't find a silver lining, but it is your birthday. 2 minutes to play here in Buffalo. Happy birthday, Phil. As we come back, it's 4th and goal, and then we remind you, come the Subway postgame show, Jim Dion, Dan, and Boomer, all of today's scores and highlights coming up.
This run should be right up the middle. And it is.
And Smith, did he get to the end zone? No.
Why I say it should be up the middle, Greg, it's 4th down, you're up 38-7. You don't kick a field goal because that's rubbing it in. You don't kneel on it because that's degrading. So you just run it right up the middle. The Bills knew it. They stopped it. Patriots did the right thing.
Now, Drew Bledsoe comes back onto the field, and you and I were talking during the timeout. Would you take him out?
Well, I would think about it, but if I bring him back out, which they're going to, I would have only one thought in mind. If I was Kevin Gilbride, I don't want my quarterback to get hit anymore today. You know, you got to look at the big picture, and that is, it's a long way to go still, and this quarterback's important to your football team.
So Bledsoe and the Bills will operate from their own half-yard line.
Are you rushing?
Number 33, Sammy Morris, is in the backfield, and Bledsoe going to throw far side of the field and completes it to Peerless Price, and that's out of bounds. So the Patriots will win here today, and this is how the AFC East is going to look. With Miami at 5-2, Buffalo at 5-4, New England at 4-4, and the New York Jets still to play this afternoon.
And Miami. Oh, I'm sorry, Greg. And Miami is Monday night in Green Bay. Tough assignment.
Cold.
Cold.
Okay.
Especially for a Dolphin player.
2nd and 3. Got rid of it. And that's complete to Morris. Morris draws a penalty flag to Bucky Jones. First time we've called to Bucky Jones's name today.
Well, that's a good sign for the Patriots. That means we're not getting to the secondary enough. So Bucky Jones is going to be called for a personal foul.
Personal foul. Defense, number 34. Unnecessary roughness. 15 yards. First down.
Well, whether they like it or not, there's going to be a harder and harder look taken at the kinds of hits that players are making these days in the National Football League.
Yeah, you're right, Greg, and that's been a big hot issue this week, the fines, the suspensions. And I'll just make it simple when I talk about it. You can't do enough to protect the football players on the field. They've changed a lot of rules to help players to get rid of injuries. You know, you do not want to see a player, especially because they're talking about some of those hits where you launch and use your helmet. You don't want to see somebody really get hurt. So you just keep putting it in the conscience of the players, and they'll they'll get away from it. You know, they got rid of all the blocks below the knees inside. You can't crack back. Can't block below the waist on kickoffs.
Bledsoe under pressure, threw that one away. Incomplete. Stops the clock with 1:03 to play. But yeah, it's almost criminal is not the right word, but it's such a tragedy to see like Ike Hilliard go down for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, that's right, and from an illegal hit, and it's just you got to find ways to make it safer for them to play in the NFL. They've done a tremendous job. They've found out many ways to protect the quarterback. It's helped, and now you got to help protect some receivers.
Bledsoe has this one to Sammy Morris. Morris to midfield and runs out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
That's the kind of play I'd be looking for if I was Drew Bledsoe. A little short dump over the middle. That way you don't have to get hit. He can catch it.
Numbers go up. Stats are good.
Well, no, not that. It's more about just protecting yourself. Because I think there was some concern from the Buffalo Bills, you know, with the coaches and even some of the players got to be concerned that Drew Bledsoe taking some sacks, taking a lot of hits. No matter how big and strong you are, you will wear down.
Indicative of the kind of season that he's having. There's a pass complete to the 30-yard line, and that one right on the money to Dave Moore. But he's had 30 sacks coming into this game as you look at Tom Brady's numbers.
23 at 27. That's a new Patriots record then. He just broke his own record. Well, it doesn't count if you break your own record.
It does. This is Eric Moles. And Moles out of bounds inside the 20-yard line, and the clock is down to 21 seconds to play here in the fourth. Bledsoe 288 yards on the day. He's had 4 games of 300 or more yards this season.
Figuring out how many he needs to go over 300. And this Moles do it.
The 10 to the 5, and he's down inside the 5. Clock continues to move, and now timeout is called, and they stop it with 10 seconds to play. While we have a moment, let's remind you, log on to NFL.com, see what the analysts had to say in their midseason report cards about MVP picks, Rookie of the Year choices, surprise teams, disappointments, and more at NFL.com. On America Online, enter keyword NFL.com. Drew Bledsoe has now thrown for 302 yards for today, so make that 5 300-yard passing games, but you'd rather have the W. So this will snap a 3-game winning streak. The Buffalo Bills had victories over Houston, Miami, and Detroit their last 3 weeks. 10 seconds to play. First and goal from the 4. Blitz. Everybody coming. A pass is incomplete. Penalty marker in the end zone. Josh Reed, the intended receiver, and Terrell Buckley was there.
Interference, defense, number 22. Foul took place in the end zone. By rule, the ball is placed on the 1-yard line.
I am shocked that there was anybody to commit interference. I thought everybody was rushing the quarterback.
It looked like it.
Oh.
It was a nice game plan the Patriots defense had today. I've seen a lot of their stuff over the years. This was a new look, just enough to really offset a few drives for the Buffalo Bills.
Bledsoe throws, Moles, incomplete, another penalty marker. This one's on Law. We're down to 4 seconds to play.
Interference, defense, number 24. The ball is placed at the 1.5-yard line.
Well, this is a drive that began at Buffalo's 1. They have gone 98.5 yards. Otis Smith getting a congratulatory hug from Bill Belichick. There he is, though.
See, we work well together.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
4 seconds to play. And here they come. Bledsoe gets rid of it. Incomplete. Game is over. Willie McGinnis. Willie McGinnis threw his arms around Drew Bledsoe when he came out on the field and is the last one to have his hands on Bledsoe here today. For the birthday boy, Phil Simms and Armin Katsayan, I'm Greg Gumbel. So long from Ralph Wilson Stadium. 30